Hey everyone, welcome to PowerBytes Season 2 with our new and improved format. This episode is a special one because it's the first one we're recording during the lockdown. So we're going with the flow and trying out a new format. And our guest today could literally be locked down only during this time. We've been chasing him for a long time. And he's no stranger to downturns and economic depressions, having come to Dubai 10 years ago or more when the world was going through the big economic recession. And from then, he has built several very successful businesses and now teaches other people how to be successful and set up their businesses and run them successfully. So I'm very honored to welcome and introduce to you Dariush Soudi. Dariush.
Thank you, Bina. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
and hello to everybody.
So Dariush, as I said, you've set up several businesses. So I'm curious, how do you know when it's time to set up the next business? And then how do you identify what that opportunity will be?
Sure. I think identifying that opportunity is not an issue because every superstar or every entrepreneur I speak with, they're always seeing opportunities. Okay, speaking the right opportunity is a challenge.
Yeah.
Now, one of the challenges I have with entrepreneurs, because they see opportunity everywhere, they see shiny pennies. So the idea is to control that jumping from one thing to another. So what I always say is, because if they are self-employed, they're dispersing their focus and their time and their energy.
Yeah.
So what I always say is establish your business, achieve your productivity, put systems in place, and make sure it doesn't suffer if you're distracted or focusing something else on another opportunity in your life. 7 out of 10 opportunities fail. So if you're going to fail, make sure absolutely. It's just like stock traders.
Yes.
For every 10 stock they pick, 7 lose, but the 3 winnings are so big, it justifies everything. So make sure that you can afford the loss. Take an opportunity. So don't take a risk where it's going to sacrifice your happiness in life. So build a business, put systems in place, grow it, systemize things, and make sure that you only need you going in once in a while, because you're always going to be the inspirational force in the organization, the person with the vision. That's what I would suggest. It's not about finding opportunity, it's resisting jumping into every opportunity.
That's such a good point. Yes.
That's I think.
Yeah. And was that something you learned along the way? Because I'm sure it wasn't easy in the beginning to
painfully.
follow every.
Thank you. Sorry for interrupting. And I learned everything. I'm not a very smart guy. I'm all adrenaline and energy and positivity. So I everything I teach from my own experiences. These lessons has cost me millions and millions of dollars. So it's not something that I've learned in a textbook. Or, I'm not educated, but all these lessons are from really bad experiences, tough experiences, financial experiences, loss of time, emotions. So that's where the lessons come from.
Yeah.
I don't like losing a deal. I don't like losing anything. I don't like losing it at anything.
Okay.
But then what I always say is learn from it. So I don't say it's mistakes.
Yes.
It's all learning.
Yeah.
It's a learning process.
And that again is the winning mindset, isn't it? To only see it as learning and feedback instead of failure.
Absolutely.
So now yeah. And you conduct so many trainings, Dariush. I think you had one earlier today also, and across the world. So in the process of teaching all these people, what is the one unexpected thing that you learned along the way?
A really good question, Bina. I think this unexpected thing I've learned along the way is quite painful. It's painful to find that people don't reach their full potential. There are so many people who have everything, and maybe that's the problem, that they've lost the hunger to get more, because step outside your comfort zone. It's not easy. And what shocks me is that a person could just literally just reach out a little bit and they can have it all. But then they set limitations on their own personal growth. And that's what honestly never surprises me.
Okay, so it's the common thing that you see wherever you train.
they settle for less.
Yeah.
You know, I was saying earlier, we can have it all. There is no reason why we can't all fly first class, but
Yep.
some people choose to fly economy.
Mm.
There is no reason. You know, we're all born the same way. We all go the same way. But what happens through the process in our mindset that decides that whether we achieve a great and amazing and outstanding life or
Mm.
just a mediocre.
Yeah. Um, so when you're teaching them how to address this fear as well.
Absolutely. By sharing my story, I think people resonate. So what I say is that speak from the heart to the heart.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
when I came to Dubai with $750 in my pocket 10 years ago, I had every reason not to be successful financially. I
Yeah.
had three kids who didn't go to school for 6 months. I didn't have a resume here.
Yeah.
I had no money. I was middle-aged. I just had a heart attack,
Wow.
you know, and it was the worst time in the history of the UAE,
Yeah.
2009. So there was no reason why I should be successful.
Mm.
So it's that desire, it's that constant drive
Fire
to
in the
grow.
belly.
Yes, it's that
Mm.
desire.
Mm.
And what drives me now, yes, thank you, God, my stomach is full, but
Yes.
I don't live in the past. And I say to people, don't live in the past, but
Mm.
remember how painful the past was.
Yep.
So that's my
Yes. And
inspiration.
again, learn from it.
Yes, and you know what? I don't want to have live in a maid's room with my diet as two coffees and a sugar donut a day.
Mm.
It wasn't a pleasant experience,
Mm.
but I do enjoy my Ferrari. You
Yep.
know, you can have it all. I enjoy the Bentley, right? And I fly all over the world. I'm not showing off. I'm just saying that you can be humble, but
Yeah.
remember the pain of having nothing, and then enjoy what you have
Yeah.
already
The
in hand.
pain should fuel the further growth and sustaining it.
Absolutely. People will love to have great bodies by going to the gym, but that's not enough to inspire them to go to the gym because 75% of people pay every month and never go.
Yep.
But then if they could associate the pain of being fat and obese and all the health issues and the pleasure of having it all,
Yeah.
they could actually be motivated or inspired to go to.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you. That was very insightful. I'm sure it'll help a lot of people.
May
And,
I ask you a question?
yes, the new format, I'm put in
Yeah.
the hot seat and my guest asks me a question. So fire away, Dariush.
Um, Going back, and I
Mm.
know, and I really would love to hear your answer. What is the most common reason that
Mm.
people don't achieve their goals, don't succeed in life? Do you think? Why is it that they don't? Why it is they don't achieve the full potential? Do you think?
Yeah, I think that flows quite naturally from what you just spoke about earlier. You're learning from training other people. It's fear. So the way I see it is life is like a game with levels, right? And as long as you're somewhere at the beginning or the middle of the level, you're not even aware of what more lies in store for you. So you're quite content and happy. But once you reach the perimeter, the boundary of that level, that's where the decision comes in. And I'll just like to tell you a little incident that happened to me, which illustrates this. So I'm a bit obsessed with the figures of my vehicles, my car, my bike. I like to know the statistics and the figures. So the fuel efficiency, the mileage under varying conditions. So I keep monitoring my car and I know exactly how much it'll do once that fuel gauge has hit zero. So once I was running between meetings and clients all day, didn't have time to fuel up. And I was at that 0 point and I hate it. I hate being anywhere near empty. So I started freaking out and I had the choice at that point in time because I knew from zero, my car can go so much in reserve. At that point, was I going to pull over and stop? This was pre-Carrefour days. Or, do I just push on? And I was in a hurry. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to drive sensibly, steadily. Let's just keep going. And my car went a full 40 kilometers, more than what I have ever known it to run on reserve. And that was an aha moment for me. That is discovering your potential. That was a fear that I used to have, which doesn't exist anymore because I know it's capable of much more than I knew it could.
Wow.
And that's the point which we all arrive at. We're at the boundary of that level. And then comes the decision, do I push through and see what happens and see how much more I can go? What are my 40 kilometers or more going to be? Or do I say, let me justify it? Am I being greedy? Why can't I be satisfied with what I have? I'm safe here. Why am I putting myself at risk? Those are the common justifications. And then the winners, as I say, break through. And they say, let me just take that step and see what's there. And they are rewarded with a whole new level to conquer. Whereas if we play it safe, or we say, we forget you've got to give to get. So I don't want to invest this time, this money, this effort. It's not worth it. I'll just stay here. The nature of human beings inherently is to grow. Otherwise, we wouldn't have evolved as a race to where we are today. It's that constant, the few who kept breaking through, and we are where we are at the top of the food chain. So it's inbuilt. It's in our reptilian mind to go further. And that's when we have that sense of nagging unease. I'm here, everything's fine, all the boxes are ticked, but it doesn't seem right. It feels like I should be somewhere else, because
Something's
do have
niggling.
to. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's because your higher self knows you're not meant to be stuck here. You are supposed to go higher. So I always tell clients when they come to me at that stage, congratulations, you're ready to level up. And this is the test now. The winners again can weigh the two. Okay, I put in this much time, effort, money, and then it's going to give me all of that. But if you're blinker visioned, you'll say, oh my God, this much at this time? No. And then you're short selling yourself, being penny-wise. So that, to answer your question, it's fear. Fear of what lies ahead. And since you are one of those who's constantly breaking the barriers and finding your new levels, having someone to guide you through helps you convert whatever those limiting.
That's why I got you. Yeah.
Those limiting beliefs, that's the beauty of them. Those limiting beliefs, those limiting behaviors can be transformed into empowering ones. Those same fears can become what spurs you on faster towards your highest level. So I hope that answers your question.
Amazing. Thank you, as always.
So is there anything else you'd like to add, Dariush, to people who are watching? Any words of advice?
I think right now, personal development is the biggest investment you could make in yourself. And we have time in our hand now. And I urge the listeners to listen to all your podcasts, to mine. And I don't know if you're going to tell them
Yes. That's my next question. Tell them how potential people who want to improve their sales techniques and people who are worried about their businesses, particularly at this time, and could benefit from someone who's gone before and done that. How can they find you, Dariush?
Well, you can connect with me and they can ask me. I have time to reply to some of those messages, although I have a team as well who train to reply. Dariush Soudi Official, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I'll be there, and it'll be my pleasure to assist or give some feedback. But it's not just you and me. There's a huge world out there of Tony Robbinses and Deepak Chopra's on a spiritual level, Robin Sharma on a spiritual level. So, we have the power of the internet. When I was younger, I didn't have any of this. You have 3 channels on television. The book you wanted, you had to drive for an hour or get a bike to the library, and the book you wanted, somebody else was reading. Now it's information at the tip of our fingers. So I urge the listeners to reach out on the internet, not to watch Netflix or catch up with the negativity out there. And there's so much of it. If you listen to it, and some of them are my members of my family, you think the human race is going to end, and things are never going to. I want to remind people that we've been through World War I, World War II. We've had 2 nuclear bombs, and humanity's grown.
Yes.
And
it's a choice. At every stage, it's a choice we make. And so we have the choice to use this time and prepare, in whichever way suits us. Either you're working on yourself or you're resting. It's a choice at the end of the day. So thank you so much, Dariush. It's been a pleasure having you here, and all the best. And we look forward to what will come after this whole thing is over.
Look forward to seeing you soon, face to face.
And remember, you heard it here on PowerBytes.